And we are live.
Hello, hello, everyone. Can everyone hear us in the chat? Does everyone want to pop in the chat where they're dialing in from? I'm dialing in from Sydney.
Brisbane here.
Sunny Melbourne.
There you go.
Awesome. So we're so pumped to have you all online today, because if anyone's on the fence or are already registered, hopefully by the end of this session, you'll know exactly how to be best prepared for the hackathon. So I'll take you guys through what we're going to go through today. So the team behind the hackathon, so you can actually see who are spinning the wheels in the background and getting this all brought to life, including the all-important judges. And we even have one here today as well. And then the ins and outs of the hackathon, so you can see the overall event, how it's going to be run, and where we need you guys at the exact time. And you're actually going to hear directly from our judging panel and maybe get some insights into how to position a really strong submission and what to expect during the hackathon. And we've got a live Q&A at the end. So I really encourage you all, you'll all see on the top right-hand corner in your audience chat, right next to it is a Q&A section. So please send through your questions throughout and we'll get to them at the end, but we'll also be in the chat trying to respond on the go. So the team behind the hackathon. So by the way, I'm Kez from the Founders Union. And first up on our team, we've got the judging panel, the all-important judging panel. I'd recommend checking them out on LinkedIn. We've got both of the co-founders of Pinch Payments, Paul and Ben. We've got the CEO of Scolari Partners, Carolyn. We've got the VP of SMB Merchant Products at APAC at Pfizer, Julian. And we've got Tim Lee, founder of Fidestra AI as well. So they're going to be the ones looking at all of your submissions. And next up, your in-person hub hosts. So we're at 4 locations in Sydney, Brisbane, Central Coast in New South Wales, and Melbourne. So these are going to be your go-to people throughout the hackathon if you're doing the in-person hubs. More to the locations soon. And then we've got our TFU support team who will be manning the Slack channel and also the Zoom call throughout the build period. So if you're joining us virtually, we will have all of the support and you'll have access to all of the team throughout. And a little insight on the wider hackathon team, we're super pumped to have over 30 mentors on demand. You'll see a videographer running around capturing all of the special moments, an AV team ensuring the live stream is top notch no matter where you're joining us. We've also got backup hosts in every locations and the TFU team supporting via Slack as well. So that's a little overview of all the humans behind this. Now I wanted to hand over to the Pinch team to provide us some insights on all of the ins and outs of the hackathon. So thank you, Lorian.
Thank you. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Loreen, or Lau, as some people know me here as well. I am heading the community part of Pinch, community engagement. So you'll see a lot of me, and you'll see me in Brisbane if you are one of the in-person people in Brisbane as well. I think it's great to start with a question, and maybe Ben, you're actually the best person to answer this. Can you tell people why we are running a hackathon?
Look, the key reason that we're putting on a hackathon is just to get, or is to support the community and the industry with regards to like payments, technology and innovation, right? So like we started our company from scratch, and we know how difficult it is to kind of build something up from nothing. And what I think is important is just kind of like giving back to, not only the development community, but the broader community, especially now with the availability of kind of like AI tooling. Anyone can really jump in and have a crack at getting something off the ground. and that's just as founders ourselves, something that we really love. And so we're going to try and support our community that, to be honest, helped us when we first got started as well. So that's probably the primary reason. And then as a secondary reason, it's just to see, it's to meet all of like the newer entrants into the community, people just starting out in their businesses, and just to expand our network, and see what everyone's up to.
And I think one of the other things that is really cool as well is to see what people can build in the payment space, right? So with the payments API that you will be using to build whatever you're going to build, you can create your own version of payments technology into the product that you're creating. So, which is pretty cool. And what else this makes this event different from a traditional hackathon is that this is not just for developers. This is also for founders. This is for product owners. This is for people that have a great idea, but might not have the necessary technical knowledge to build it. What makes it different is we are opening it up to those people as well. We are encouraging you to use all the AI tools that are available right now, which is really cool. If you want to vibe code the whole thing, vibe code the whole thing. If you have the technical knowledge and you are a developer by heart, fantastic, do that. We have an option as well to create a team build. I have a team building session, a bit more about that later. If you are a person saying, hey, I have a great idea, but I don't know how to go about this, I don't know how to build it, we have a team building session planned for you on the 23rd, the day after closing, but before we actually start, to see if we can get you into a team to build something together. So that is something that makes it completely different as well. I think it's good to go maybe over the overall formats. Because if you can maybe go to the next slides. Yes. Oh, one back, please. Yeah, perfect. So to give you a little bit of an idea of what it looks like. So we're going to launch on the 24th with a big launch night event. This event will be in Sydney. So for those of you that are in Sydney, please join us at the launch night event. A Luma invite has gone live, but we'll make sure to share it to everyone that is here today as well, to send it in an email afterwards for those of you that can make it. And then we start that night at 7 p.m. That's the official kickoff of a 48-hour build weekend. So the 25th and the 26th of July will be online, on Slack, as well as virtually, as well as in person at the 3 main hubs and the support hub in Central Coast, to help you with mentor support live as well as online on Slack. We have a build weekend that closes on the 26th of July. 7 p.m. is the deadline, but good thing to know is that we give you an hour of grace to record your pitch, which is going to be a 60-second pitch, the first submission. It has minimum requirement submission, which you will know all about a bit later. And then we're going to ask you to upload this to YouTube and share the URL link with us in a form. We'll give you 1 hour of grace to do that. So that needs to be done by 8 p.m. And 8 p.m. is the closing time. After that, no more submissions allowed. If you are late, if you are submitting something incomplete, unfortunately, you can't continue in this competition, because it is still competition for 50K, right? Then the judges will go over those first submission rounds and see if everyone did the minimum requirements. If you did, great. You get an email. You're ahead. You're going ahead. You're still in the running for the 50K. If you didn't, we'll let you know as well. And then you have 5 more days from 27th till the 31st of July. So that's a Monday to Friday, to polish what you have built. This is not something where you're going to be changing anything drastically. This is just to improve what you've already got. So improve your user interface, improve your bugs that you have encountered, improve all the little things that need to be polished up. And then on the 31st of July, you are submitting your final piece of work. This is going to be a 2 to 3 minute video, which has a proper demo and proper information in there that needs to tell you exactly to us what you build, what is so innovative about it, what is problem are you solving, what are you hoping to achieve with this, and how can you help people with your product. After this final submission, the judges will deliberate over the next weekend, which is the 1st and the 2nd of August. They will go through all of your videos, which is going to be a tremendous amount of work. And they will, based on those videos, make a selection of 6 finalists. And those 6 finalists will be announced on Monday, the 3rd of August. Now, I know that the 3rd of August is a public holiday in some states, and in some states it isn't, but we'll make sure the 3rd of August, you'll know who the finalists are. Now, the only thing that is not in this little ladder is that after the finalists are announced, they will receive another week of mentoring from the Founders Union mentors. This will be mentoring about how do I deliver a proper pitch? You know, is there anything you need to know business-wise, go to market, anything like that? The Founders Union is there to help you with their mentors. And so those 6 finalists then are ready and feel completely prepared to do their final pitch and demo on a demo and pitch night, the 10th of August, which is also going to be in Sydney at the Collider in the city center. So that night, obviously, to those finalists that make it to the end, that is going to be super special. And that's where the winner can win $50,000 cash, and the runner-up will be able to win $25,000 of fee-free processing through Pinch Payments. So what that actually means is, for those that are ready to go to market and say, yes, now, you know, I am ready to actually make this live and to make my payments process for real, we can onboard you. We can make sure to do all the checks and put you on our platform. The first $25,000 that you have will not have any surcharging on that. So you can process those for free for up to $25,000, which is pretty cool as well. Yeah, are there any, no, will you go to the question? Well, if there's any questions, I don't mind answering any questions in between, actually, in regards to these. Yeah, think Shark Tank with a ton of support. Exactly. If there's any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat as well. So yeah, this is the overall format so far. Do you want to go to the next slide, Kiz? Yes, so a little bit more about our hubs. We have 3 main hubs and 1 support hub. So Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane will be our main hubs. And what does it actually mean? Main hubs mean that from those locations, you will receive in-person support with mentors, but there will also be a videographer and a photographer present that will make sure that you know, all the special moments are captured, and it will be live streamed throughout to all the locations. So it will switch from one place to another and to another. For those of you that are joining online, you can jump into that live stream. You can see what's happening. You can follow the updates that are being shared. There is another location, which is in Central Coast in Terrigal. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly. Is it Terrigal or Terrigal? And there will not be any photography or videography on that place, but they can follow the live stream in there, and they will have local mentor support as well. Everyone else, there will be support as well throughout our Pinch developer community on Slack. So you will receive access to our personal server, which has a whole developer community from Pinch people in there. And you will have 4 to 5 dedicated hackathon channels in which you can ask any questions you have. You can receive support from mentors. You can share, you can showcase what you are building to, you know, to get some validation, or just to share what you've done. And you can follow all important announcements from us as well that we will share in that channel. So that is one of the main locations that you will be able to join, and that you can follow what's happening as well as the live stream. Next slide. Yes, so this is pretty much just discussed this as well, right? Yeah, ongoing Zoom session over the build weekend that you can just dial into. All right. We have 5 judges, as was said before by Kez, and we asked Ben to join us for this session so he can tell a little bit about judging and what to expect. I'll just give it to you, Ben.
Thank you so much. It's weird to have my own face on the slide, but that's okay. I'll talk to it anyway. Look, I think probably the most important things that I can mention as part of this is just kind of what we're looking for, and what I think a good submission might look like. Now, obviously, take that with a grain of salt. I'm one of only 5 judges, but this is a good guidance. I think primarily it centers around the kind of innovation and novelty of what you're creating. Okay, so a to-do app that pays you per to-do, not particularly out of this world, but if you can come up with especially a novel concept around the revenue stream, or solve a real world business problem that's unique in market, especially if you can basically, if you could surprise us, if there's something that you think, oh gosh, I've got this really unique idea and I'm going to put my best foot forward, I think that's probably one of the best ways to kind of stand out in this competition. Obviously the caveat is that, or the purpose of the challenge is to make sure that you're using a piece of pinch technology here. So you have to effectively, I would say, be processing a transaction through our system. Now, what that means to you and the way you go about that can be wildly different. And I'm actually pretty excited to see kind of what people come up with in that regard. But I guess the 2 halves of this are what innovation are you bringing to the world, and then is this a strong business model? Okay, so is this something that could I don't know, drive revenue for yourself? Like, could you stand up a business off the back of this kind of thing? I think that's another kind of driver I want to get home. The person that mentioned Shark Tank with more help is kind of along the right lines there, right? Like, we want this to be a sustainable, profitable venture for you, and so that's more likely what we'll be looking for. And I think, well, this says, yeah, make thoughtful use of the Pinch platform. That's where I'm looking for that innovation side of things. So those are the kind of key things there. Just looking through my notes, yeah, real world problems as well is a great kind of maybe thing to just stand out there. Like, can you demonstrate that customers have this problem, or that people in the world have this problem? Can you demonstrate that the business model would be viable, in fact? So, a novel idea might be charging a cent for every step you take on a pedometer, but is that a viable platform or problem to be solving? So I'd be looking for kind of the viability of the business. And I guess maybe as a next step down, think about the quality of the product, right? So how well is this? How well is it put together? I mean, that's especially why we're putting those extra 5 days of polish in there as well. As Lau mentioned, that it's not about building the most possible stuff. It's really about honing in on that key kind of feature or business model, and just making it the best it can be. Obviously, in a 48-hour period, it's going to be rough, and so that's why there's this, time to go and polish that up. But yeah, so not necessarily how good is the code. I think that's maybe one call out I just want to mention, is that we're not trying to judge you on your output in that sense. I think what does the customer experience look like would be a decent one there, but the code itself, the only things that we're going to be checking for are just like, does it actually does it do what it says it does, or are you cheating? That's the only difference there.
Can I jump in on that real quick?
Please do.
Because I have received a few questions from some people. What about the code? I'm not going to share my code. It's my build, and of course, the IP is yours. Whatever you build is yours. You're not sharing it with us. We're not taking anything. It's actually written in the T's and C's It is yours. We're not doing anything with that, and you don't have to share that with us. The only reason why or when you would have to share it with us is if the judges request it, and it would only be to validate and to make sure that what you created is authentic, is real, is yours, it's not fraud, that you didn't cheat. So
Exactly right.
in general, we will not ask you for your code at all. We will just make sure that if you're going to win 50K, it is legit. And we will not do anything with that code if it is requested. It is still yours. And we can promise you that.
Yeah, 100%. That's the most of what I was going to say. So it's like novelty of the idea and business case first, kind of what does the product look like and feel like, and how does it work? Kind of second to that. Yeah, that's the overall.
Okay, awesome. Just so you guys know, sorry, just to add on to that, the judging criteria, we actually have a little section of that in the participant guide that will be shared with you. So what happens after this? So people that have registered will start receiving some information emails very soon. Hey, this is an update. For those that registered in person, I can already say you made it to the in-person seat. So congratulations to those. You can start organizing your travel if you need to, because you're going to be in the in-person locations. And you will also receive an email on Monday that explains exactly what will happen in the next coming week. So it has the link to that team building session on Thursday, the closing date, obviously, which is Wednesday the 22nd coming up, and the launch night on the Friday. But it will also tell you will receive on Friday your information pack with getting ready to start it, right? That information pack, it's the participant guide. It has everything you can think of in there. Literally, step 1, this is what I need to do. Step 2, step 3, it has our judging criteria in there. It has our submission criteria and links, etc. in there. It shows who your mentors are and how you can ask for help, support, technical support, as well as community support. What else does it in there? Oh, we have a seed list of ideas for those that need a little bit more inspiration and resources. All our documentation is in there as well. So everything you need is in there. That will be shared with you on Friday, the 24th at 12 p.m. Before the kickoff, just so you have a little bit of time to go through that before it kicks off at 7 p.m. Anything else? What to expect from the hackathon? Was that me again, Kez, or are you? We already went through this actually a little bit high. But just to reiterate, again, all day, team formation, yes. So you will receive an invite for those that have registered and said, I need team members, or I'm happy to add people to my team. You will receive an invite for a team formation session. The launch night will be happening on the Friday, the 24th in the evening from 5 till 8 p.m. Hope to see you there if you can make it. The hackathon starts on the Friday night at 7 p.m. We will be there obviously on launch night. So even though it officially kicks off at 7, we hope that the people that are coming are still coming because you will obviously meet a whole bunch of people there. It's a great networking session as well, and to grab some nibbles. And I will be there, and Ben will be there, and because actually I think everyone will. No, Cam won't be there, but the rest will be there. You will meet the judges there too. So the hackathon starts. The first submission deadline is going to be 8 p.m. 1 hour grace on the 26th. The final submission deadline, the Friday, the 31st of July, just before midnight. Judging period all day the weekend. Finalists announced on the 3rd of August. We don't have a time for that yet, depending on how that goes with the judging. And then the pitching prep happening the week after that, before the finalists are doing their demos and pitches on the 10th of August, and we know who the winner is. And again, that is an evening session from 5 to 9 p.m.
It might be worth clarifying there, Lau, that those shortlisted winners will be obviously pitching live to us, and we'll be making the decision live that evening, right? So
Yes.
it is completely up for grabs right up until the final bell there.
That's it. That's correct. Yeah. So hope to see everyone there. It is a live pitch with a live announcement at the spot. Have we received any questions already?
Yeah, there's plenty sitting in there. Yep.
Okay.
It's coming in.
Let's go and have a look at those questions. Has something already started?
Do you want me to tackle it?
Sorry?
Do you want me to take it?
Sure.
Yeah, so there's obviously going to be a mixture here of people who have some existing work and some who are starting brand new in the hackathon. The spirit of it is to kind of begin work during the hackathon period. So if you do already have something started, just disclose to us where you're up to at the beginning of the hackathon. So just take a little capture for yourself, because then when we come to the judging period, if we look at it and determine, gee, I don't really think this was possible to have gotten done during the hackathon itself, we might just have a few further questions. So it's totally fine. But just, yeah, if you could provide any kind of just a little video or a snapshot of just where you got up to, not a problem. We'll be judging based on like the holistic idea. So I think there's not what you can get done during the hackathon will have greater weight, if that makes sense. But if you're providing a compelling business proposition and you've made good use of the hackathon time to advance that and put forward your best foot, then I think you'll be in good stead.
I think I want to add to that we are aiming to get everything done in those 48 hours and not beforehand. This is mainly for businesses, existing businesses that need to build in a payments component and that are already a little bit in there. They're like, hey, actually, I already started something, but now I need to build my payments component into my existing product. And this is a great time to do it, because at the same time, I already have to do it, and why not do it during a hackathon, right? I could win 50K with it. But if you do not say that you already built something, it can get you eliminated from the hackathon, because it's very important to give everyone a fair shot at this. And if someone has already built something and others are starting from scratch, it's not fair to them. And if you do not disclose that, and we'll find out, sorry, that's just not fair to the rest of it. It's not a small price, it's 50K we're talking about here. So I just wanted to make clear that we do need to draw the line somewhere in that sense.
Bala, can you confirm that covers your question in the chat for us? Cheers. Okay.
As a side note here, sorry, from my perspective though, feel free to start looking at the API documentation now and familiarizing yourself early, right? Every advantage that you can give yourself come build date will be essential for you. So I'll post all the relevant links in the channel in a second for you.
Yeah,
if you've not already started looking.
Our documents are documentation. You can just find it on our website. You can see everything there, familiarize yourself with it, as Cam says. But if you can, don't start it yet unless you already started, but make sure you then tell us exactly what and how before you start. All right, so next question, are the hubs open 24 hours? No, they're not, because we're not staying there overnight, but we are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So a good amount of time. Someone will always be there from 8 a.m. in the morning till 8 p.m. Unless everyone is leaving, then we might close a little bit early. If everyone decides at 4 p.m. I'm done for the day, I'm not going anymore, then we're not going to stay open till 8 p.m. obviously. By someone on the chat saying, I'm coming in now, please stay open, then it's different. But yeah, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. is the main hub's opening times. And can you confirm, Kes, if that's the same for the Central Coast?
Same for the Central Coast as well.
Perfect. All right. Next question, which of those dates do you have to be in person and one of those hubs? Whenever you want to. You don't have to be there. It's just for those people that want to have an option to work together in a face-to-face setting, especially when you're building in a team. Working in a face-to-face setting can actually really help, break through problems, issue ideas as well, really, really quickly. So it's for those people that either do not have an option to do it otherwise and want to do it together in the team, or those that are already in the city and say, look, I am better in an in-office environment. That's why we got them there for you. And if you want to be part of the videos and the photos and maybe little interviews here and there, then come join us in person as well. You might be featured in one of our socials. All right, next one. Does the product have to complement the Pinch platform, or can it be anything that uses a Pinch payments solution? Do you want to answer that, Ben?
Yeah, sure. No, it doesn't have to complement anything. As long as it makes use of the API in any way to process a transaction, I should add. That's it. That's like that's the minimum bar. So you'll feel free to do literally whatever you want, as long as at the end of the process is a transaction.
Can you please vibe code that 1 cent per pedometer meter, and I'll get walking real fast.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then we have a question: how many competitors? So I am quickly looking how many registrations we currently have. Give me 1 second. I can give you a live update. We currently have 99 competitors, 99 people, but obviously they are in teams. So far, 99 people have registered for the hackathon. And we still got a few days to go. So there you go. That's it. Then next question, is there going to be a theme or some sort of direction, or is it entirely open-ended? I think Ben said that as well. It's actually open-ended. I think the overall theme is that it's a payments API. So you need to have a payments component inside whatever you're building. But whatever you're building, that's completely up to you, which is why also we give you a list of ideas in the participant guide. And Ben will also talk a bit more. So for those that are available on launch night, Ben will actually talk about some ideas and give you some examples of what you can do.
I've maybe got a bit of a piece of guidance that might help here, is that you could have a wild and wonderful SaaS application that does a really cool and unique thing in the business world, but if it's taking just a $50 a month subscription for a SaaS fee, for example, that's not really the intent of the hackathon. It's how do you make the payments portion of your application into something special, rather than just coming up with any old business and slapping payments on it, if that makes sense. So
Ben, you've been sharing this, what is it, Netflix by the minute? Can you share that?
Oh yes, that's just one that tickled me. I would love to see Netflix by the minute, so it or by the second. You know, it's counting the seconds that you watch, and the second that you're done, bang, you get charged for that exact amount of Netflix that you watched, or any other kind of video streaming, if that makes sense. So I think that's an it's a bit dumb in a way, but like that's the kind of things we're talking about here, right? Like at the end of the day, that's just taking a payment. But the point of it is that it's the business model that's unique and interesting, and it's the factor that a payment can come in straight after it. So yeah, hopefully that helps.
Or the when, how, and why the payment is taken to begin with, right? Like how you're using that in an interesting fashion.
Yeah, exactly right. So thinking it's hand in hand, payments tech with the business model. And yes,
I don't think it's a dumb idea at all. I had a chat with Jess, so from the Founders Union about this, and she said she canceled her, I don't know what it was, Prime or Disney or whatever subscription, and she was And then she had a final season, a final episode of a series that she was watching. And like it was the very, very final episode of the final thing. And they were all on the edge of their seats. And 2 minutes before the end, the subscription cut out because they canceled it. And so they were like, if I had the pay by the minute option, I could have just paid for 2 more minutes to watch the end of this episode. So there you go. It might be actually really a clever thing to do.
And for me, if you're getting 20 minutes into a season of something and you're like, I'm not feeling it, then you can just pay for what you watch. That's it. But anyway, that's just an example. There are, I'm sure, lots of wild and wonderful ways of putting things together.
Yeah, so there is one question from Jimmy. Are you able to share how many qualifier and finalist spots are up for grabs? So the finalist spots, there's 6 finalist spots. Qualifier ones, there's not a limited amount of spots. So the first round, it's basically going to be like a fill pass type round. We're going to have a minimum requirements, things of it in it. And did you do a 60-second video? Does it include the pinch payment API? I think, let me just quickly double check what the exact things are. But we're asking specific number of things from you that it needs to have. Does it have it? Yes, pass. Does it not have it, or you did not submit anything? Fail. And that's it. And then you just go through with your polishing week. And so that's how we're going to do it. And that final submission is basically the big one that needs to have all the things in there, which you will read about in the participant guide. Again, that will be sent to you on Friday, the 24th at 12 p.m. All right, we have one more. It would be a new feature that doesn't exist.
You can, if I'm reading that correctly, that's a focus on like the novel aspect of things, so building something that doesn't exist. It doesn't have to be completely brand new, right? You can do something and put a twist on it. You know, if you're looking at market and you go, oh, gee, I really like this idea, but here's my take on that idea. I guess if you're just building a, I don't want to discourage anything. Even if it's like something existing in market, the more novel, the better. But don't let that discourage you from, you know, going after what you think is a really good idea, especially if it's a good business. So that's the thing to balance with.
Yeah. And then I have Bala saying, I have started the work a few months back already, but I don't have a pinch integration yet, which I should be able to do during the hackathon. Will I still be able to participate?
Yeah, of course. Again, coming back to it, just let us know what you have existing at the beginning of the hackathon, and then we'll make a judgment on what you achieve during the hackathon, and then the overall business idea in general. So you're most welcome to participate.
What if we don't have a startup or a business to plug the pinch payments into?
Oh, that's totally okay too. The mechanism for getting started is just signing up for a developer account. You can use any old email. You do not need to have a business entity at this stage. We're mainly just judging what you can build and the idea behind it. It doesn't have to physically be a business yet. with the you know, I'm sure the winners or the people that score really well would go on to be at least have a crack at being a business.
50 grand makes hell of a stab in setting up all your stuff for a business, that's for sure.
Doesn't it just? Yeah, there you go.
There are so many.
If you're bootstrapping.
That's it. I was going to say, all this bootstrap, you know, yeah. Question, is Pinch an international solution?
Yeah, this is a great question. We're focused primarily in the Australia and New Zealand market. However, don't let that just dissuade you from producing an international solution. There is the capability, and we might dive into this during the hackathon, of, you know, taking a different currency. If you want to take US dollars or something along those lines, that's certainly allowed. But in terms of this competition, obviously the build is in Australia, and the focus is really just on a domestic product.
Yeah. And I think what is good to know, obviously, Pinch Payments is Australian, but we are part of a large organization called Fiserv. One of our judges is a part of Fiserv as well, or one of the products of Fiserv called Clover. And Fiserv is US based, is international. So should you have an amazing thing that wants to go international, we can always have a talk, see what we can make happen, right? Can you have a novel idea, but a more standard payment integration with Pinch?
I think this comes back to it's a bit of a spectrum. If all you're doing is taking a $50 a month subscription fee for your novel idea, that's not necessarily what we're looking for in a solution here. That is to say, if your novel idea is in some way a really good business pitch, and the payments portion of it can be brought more in as a revenue stream, more so than just like a SaaS subscription, then that would be more interesting. But again, I don't want to dissuade necessarily. I think if it blows people's socks off and then you manage to get distribution or something like that internationally via a Pinch solution, then that's certainly a contender.
And on the back of that, again, so someone is asking, what are the areas that Pinch wants us to solve then? Is it software efficiency improvement, or is it ideas for new creative ways to pay or new ways to be charged?
New ways to pay or new ways to be charged is interesting. I think any real world business problem though that gets solved and makes use of a Pinch payments integration to help fund that business solution is also just completely, a winnable idea. I think this kind of comes back to Costa's question as well, as like if you have a novel idea but just a standard Pinch integration. I think, how do I best put it? It's do your best work, come forward with your best idea, and as long as it uses the Pinch integration, then you're definitely viable for something here. But what's that thing that makes you stand out, that makes you go, oh gee, I'm really doing something new here?
I'd probably say as well, Ben, if the novel idea and payments feel quite disjointed from each other, that's probably not going to help you. But if those two things, the novelness interlaced with a really slick utilization of payments, that's where something, even if it's just a novel idea, would work quite well, right? But if they feel very disjointed, they're very different things, you're doing something cool and then you're being like, oh, now you need to pay, and it's just put your details in and pay, well, that's not a very novel use of payments, right?
So the questions that you can ask yourself that might help as well is, okay, first of all, does the solution introduce a creative or an original approach to solving a problem? Does it address a genuine customer or a business need? Is it functional? Is it reliable? Is it technically well implemented? Is it intuitive? Is it accessible? Is it easy to use? Does it have the potential to deliver real world value or impact? And of course, we need to make sure that you integrate the API, the Pinch API, in a meaningful way that actually enhances the solution. So I hope that those questions will help you to steer your idea, in a direction like, okay, this is what we're looking for, and that's what you'll be judged on in the end. This one is funny. Can someone please babysit my wife and child while I hack on it all this weekend? Join the club. We have babysitters. I am doing the same. I'll be on there all weekend, and my husband will be looking after the kids, and that's just it. It's we're gonna give up our weekends for it, but we're gonna create something amazing out of it, right? So 50K on the line. I'm sure they can manage a weekend. Can individuals join or teams only? Both. Individuals can join. We do recommend teams from 2 to 4 people. And that is because 2 no more than 1, 4 no more than 2. But after 4, it gets messy. That's just our experience. That doesn't mean that it's not allowed, but we do say have a chat, because when you want to build something, especially in a short period of time, you don't want to get too many people involved to build something great. But both is the answer.
And there's just about 100 participants across singles, doubles, and maybe some triples in there as well. So
Yeah.
should give you an idea of how many teams are involved.
Yeah. I know Apple Pay is on the Pinch roadmap, but I don't assume it will be available for the hackathon.
No, sadly not. I think it's you can code for the fact that these kind of things will be available down the track, but no, sadly, it's not available yet.
And do team members need to be local? No, you can join from anywhere. If you are in one of the main hub areas or support hub areas, so if you're in Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, or in Central Coast, you can join a main hub, but you don't necessarily need to. You can join from anywhere online, wherever you are inside Australia. Unfortunately, this hackathon, and I do need to say that again, is only for Australian residents. That means everyone residing inside Australia, and only those people are eligible to win. You go, Ben.
Yeah, sorry, the pay to one. Jimmy, I'm not sure what location you'll be in, but talk to me on the day. I'm keen to, it's not currently, but there's a prototype there. So if you have ideas around that, I'm keen to just talk to you about them.
Okay, yeah, just putting it out so that maybe people can see as well what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I think that's it. We had lots of questions there. Do we have any more? If you do have a question, this is your time to ask them. No? Okay, well, everyone that has not registered yet that is on this call, scan the QR code. It will lead you to the landing page. You can find out more about there and register throughout there. It has a countdown timer on the landing page now. You can see how much time you still have to register. Make sure that you do so before it runs out. 22nd of July is the deadline. So that's it.
I see a couple more questions have actually come through.
They just come through.
Yeah.
Do we submit by DevPost? No. You will receive a form. It's actually a HubSpot form, but we will ask you to upload a URL from a YouTube video into there, and you will have to tick some things and fill out some information. What support will the winner get after the decision day? Great one. Do you want to answer that, Kes, since it's the Founders Union?
Yeah, so not only in the lead up will we be having TFU mentors supporting you to get you ready for your pitch. We support all of our Tankstream Lab members and Fishburners members as well. So we're currently shaping what that'll look like, and it'll be very specific towards the winner's needs as well and how we can support them in their next steps. So that'll be built as we find out who the winner is.
And obviously from Pinch as well, you will get support in whatever you need when it comes to the technical side of things. If you decide, yep, let's get this live, or, you know, I do want to go and make it all official, we can get you through onboarding and all the checks needed to get you on the platform and get your payments up and running.
Questions?
For how long?
Otherwise,
I mean, for how long? How long will support will be? I think that depends on the situation, Bella. Whatever you need, really, will be there.
If I can probably chime in here as well, as I work as the platform implementation manager, so someone who typically manages and supports platforms who choose to build and utilize the Pinch API. If you do win, right, and you progress this into a position where you actually want to start this business or move this into a legitimate business idea, you'll be certainly hearing from myself, right? And I'll be able to support you through that process of getting verified, all the moving pieces and things, so that we can actually support you as possibly a genuine user of the Pinch API, right? So that support will be ongoing, like we support all of our existing clients ongoing.
That's it. Anything else? I think
we're good. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're close to the end. Okay.
Very exciting.
Should any of you have any additional questions after this session, like, oh, I forgot, I wanted to ask that, you can reach us on growth. So growth at getpinch.com.au. Send us an email and we'll make sure to answer that as soon as we have a chance to. If you want to pop that in the chat, amazing. Pinch payments. Is it pinch payments? Is it not Get Pinch? Just double checking. Cam?
It would be Get Pinch, right?
Yeah. So check the one from Cameron Taylor, not the one from Kes. Kes, delete. Make sure you get the right one. Yeah, if you have any, it is. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Jess, for confirming. We know our own domain, right? Getpinch.com.au. That's it. And ask any questions you got over there. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. And if you have anything else, we'll hope to see you soon. And we'll make sure to send through your registrations in time. And hope to see you at the launch night.
Thanks.
Have a good one, everyone. Bye.